What is going on, YouTube? It is Simulation Central. Welcome back to episode 2 of our career mode. As you can see, we're taking a look at the results from last episode, the Purelator 500 from Atlanta. We were able to get the win. What an absolute amazing episode it was. You guys got to go check it out if you missed it. It'll be on the channel. But today, we are taking the next step. So we've won a race, alright? Now we need to find out what we're going to do. Okay, we got the pole last episode. We won the race last episode. Let's see what kind of money we're going to be working with now. Okay, so we'll get into the loading screen here. Okay, so it says congratulations. First career win, first career top 10, pole top 5, and we also led a lap. And this is neat. We actually unlocked the Winston, we unlocked the Bud Pole Award, and we also unlocked an invite to the Busch Clash, as well as a nice sticker for the Purelator 500. So we'll go ahead and hit next again. It'll load one more time. Okay, now we're looking at the, oh, that's cool, it's a trophy case. Looks like the trophy from Atlanta. Win the pole, we got $10,000 for doing that. We got $1,000 for merchandise, which is not too bad. And then we also won a race. Oh, okay, it must be like the 25% must be like my cut, and Bill Davis takes this and pays me that. Okay, and so we get out of here with about $25,695. We also got the owner goals, so that's good. We'll go ahead and hit next. It will load some more. Alright, so back at the main menu, it looks like we've got, oh, look at this, we've got a contract. We'll go ahead and click on these, and we'll take, oh man, look at the, okay. Okay, so before we jump the gun, take a look over here on the right. So there's a lot of truck series offers. There's not a whole lot of cup offers, which, if you think about it, it makes sense. Yeah, we won a race, okay? But, you know, beginner's luck, you know, there's a lot of different factors. So I would imagine if I was Rick Hendrick or if I was Jack Roush, that I would not put somebody in a cup car after one race. It's just not a big enough body of work. So I understand why I'm getting truck offers here. But what's really interesting is checking out like the star system. This is really neat. So Hendrick and Roush are obviously in the 90s. They were the two powerhouse teams going at it, and then also Penske's down here. And then this is really neat too. You got Mopar in the truck series, and Petty ran Dodges in the truck series, so I think that's really cool. So I think we're going to hold off on any of this because I want to see about the All-Star race. So we'll go ahead and exit out of that. And oh, look, our funds are down there. That's good. So we'll go ahead and hit the race weekend. So it looks like we've got the Winston. So we might as well go ahead. So I will see you guys on the flip side.
Drivers, to your car.
Okay, so I guess here we are at the track. Oh, this must be the Open. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. Alright, so check out the Open, see who's going to win this race. We also might use this opportunity to kind of talk about our strategy, you know, after doing really well last race at Atlanta, and now here at Charlotte a couple of weeks later, already for the looks like the Winston tonight. This is really cool. I think you know, my favorite tonight for the Open is gonna probably be Jimmy Spencer. The Wood brothers, Morgan Shepherd, never a bad shout, you know, rolling off on the pole, so must be got some kind of speed, I guess. Ken Schrader. You know, I can't bet against him. Remember, the top 5 advance to the Winston All-Star race, which we will be a part of thanks to our victory at Atlanta. We got Michael Waltrip over here. You know, he might win the Open. I could see him winning it. Looks like we got Steve Grissom and Robert Presley, Ward Burton. Oh, who was this? Was this Hut Strickland? I think it was. Yeah. Ricky Craven, Jeff Burton, Todd Bodine and Brett Bodine starting side by side. Todd in the 75 and Brett in the 11. We got Teddy Roosevelt. Oh my goodness. We got Ted Musgrave. Oh my. Ted Musgrave and Joni Machek. Mike Wallace and Dick Trickle. John Andretti and Lake Speed. We got Dave Marcus in the 71 and Derek Cope in the 12. I don't remember who's in the 77. It's Davy Jones. All right. Rick Mast in the 1. We got Greg Sachs in the 40. Loy Allen Jr. in the 27. Or I'm sorry, Elton Sawyer in the 27. Loy Allen is in the 19, and then we got Jimmy Hensley in the 32. So a couple of cars showed up for the Open. Only the top 5 get in. So this might be an interesting race. We'll just have to see what's going on, and then of course, you know, we'll get an idea as what line is preferable around Charlotte. Of course, the weather's going to change because by the time, you know, we take the track for the Winston, it'll be nighttime. But I think this will be really neat. As far as teams to kind of look at, I think the Wood Brothers is a really interesting choice. Of course, that 25 for the Hendrick Motorsports stable would be fantastic to get. But I know the 30 car, Waltrip's contract's up after this season, so there's going to be a new driver in the 30 car, so that would be an interesting ride. Of course, I think this is the best ride out there. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't open up for another season, so we would have to probably run Busch or Truck, you know, next year for Hendrick and build up some street cred with good old Rick Hendrick, maybe even Ricky Hendrick, and drive one of his cars. 29, I'm not really interested in. Now, the Skull Bandit, I believe Robert Presley drove this in 93 as well, and it wasn't or 96 as well, and it wasn't until 97 that Ken Schrader took up the reins of the Skull Bandit. So I think the Skull Bandit will probably be off the table this season, as far as, unless they fire Robert Presley. We'll have to see how the stats look. Ward Burton, I imagine he'll take over the 22 right after we're done. We only have a 5 race deal with Bill Davis, and as of right now, I would imagine Bill Davis and some other teams are interested given our win last week at Atlanta. So, you know, we'll just keep our eyes out. This might be an interesting ride. I know Ward Burton's pretty consistent in this ride, so we'll just have to see. This is a classic car. I don't really remember the last year this one runs, so I don't know if the 26 ride would be, you know, one that we would entertain long term. Now the Ray Mock. Oh, I guess this is the. Guess we're ready to go. But the Ray Mock number 8 and number 12 would be an interesting run. Of course, we got the 41, the Kodiak Bear. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. As they take off from pit road, looks like everybody gets away cleanly. Behind the, looks like Trans Am pace car. Morgan Shepherd and Jimmy Spencer will lead them to the green flag here in the Winston Open. Apologies for the camera work. I'm not much of a broadcaster, more of a driver. So, you know, hopefully you can forgive the poor quality presentation. It's a really good looking car set, and I think now's a great time to really talk about the NR community and all of the websites and all of the people and all of the painters and all of the track makers, you know, everybody that has made this such a wonderful, wonderful game. I want to shout out to Stunod and all of those guys over there, and you know, everybody who worked on this, and of course DMR and the Cup 90 mod, and of course this car set, that whole team over there, you know. But we're going to show off what they have worked so hard to build in this 1995 Winston Open. So let's take a look and see how the field shakes out. Looks like Grissom's going to take a look at the bottom of Schrader here. Schrader shuts the door. It'll be 2 wide. Spencer for the lead. And it looks like Shepard's going to be able to nose in front of him on the back stretch. We'll see what kind of run the high side gives Jimmy Spencer. Is he sticking with it up there? Looks like Schrader's going to go ahead and push Morgan Shepard through, and he will lead the first lap of tonight's events. So we got Morgan Shepard, Ken Schrader, Steve Grissom, Jimmy Spencer, and Todd Bodine right now in the advanced spots, or the advancing spots. But we got Ward Burton out here looking to push his 31 Monte Carlo up into contention. But of course Ted Musgrave is looking to get that Roush car into tonight's main event. So we ride with Todd Bodine here as he kind of follows in behind Jimmy Spencer, and now it looks like we've got a battle for the lead as Ken Schrader's going to take the lead down the backstretch, and on with Ken Schrader comes another Chevrolet of Steve Grissom. Looks like Morgan Shepard's Ford got a little bit out of his shape, and he surrendered. Oh, he gets into the wall a little bit, so he's maybe not got the best handling race car right now, and he's going to struggle a little bit. As now Musgrave and Burton look to the bottom. Andretti's going to put his nose of his Thunderbird in there. Meanwhile, back up front, Jimmy Spencer's caught the 2 leaders. Steve Grissom's going to look for the lead. And that Meineke Chevrolet, we're going to have some frame rate dropping issues here, but bear with me. So the 29 car is going to lead a lap here. We'll see what happens. Of course, we've got 20 laps in this dash, and then we'll have 60 laps tonight in the main event with 3 segments. Ward Burton looking to get Ted Musgrave for another position. These are the last 2 advancing drivers. We'll see if John Andretti and Mike Wallace back here can mount a comeback and catch those guys. So you get a kind of a look at the intervals between the lead cars and the next group and the next group after that. Jimmy Spencer just waiting patiently behind the 25 as he's going to look for the lead. Ken Schrader's going to take the lead off of turn number 4. He leads at Charlotte. Jimmy Spencer's going to look underneath Grissom as well. He doesn't get it done though. Grissom's got a really strong number 29 right now. Look at some of the battles back here. We got Todd Bodine and Mike Wallace battling for, looks like, 7th place. So Todd Bodine's going to throw his Thunderbird on the bottom of Mike Wallace and not able to get the position that lap. We'll see how he does in turn number 1 and 2, as he'll easily clear the number 90 machine. And Morgan Shepard, our pole sitter, has fallen all the way back to 9th after what looked like a pretty decent start. He led a couple of laps and brushed the wall. Dave Marcus back here, still putting on a show for these fans. Got a good battle back here. Looks like Jimmy Means just hit the wall in his 32 machine. A good look at the Skull Bandit car driven by Robert Presley. He's going to dive to the bottom of Lake Speed in the Spam Can. Not going to be able to get it done. Yeah, my guess is 21 had it in either qualifying trim or later on in the race trim, you know, later for tonight. And just super, super pushy or loose, one of the two, and just not handling the way Morgan needs it to right now. Looking back to the front, we still got Ken Schrader in the lead. He's got Steve Grissom, right behind him in the 29, and Jimmy Spencer still hanging out in third. The top 5 cars have now kind of broken away, with Ward Burton the last qualifier. And it looks like John Andretti is kind of struggling to get up there with him. We're right on board with him. It's a little bit loose right there. Ride with Musgrave. Looks like Ward Burton is still on the march to the front, as we are now 8 laps to go. As now Jimmy Spencer makes a move for second place. So you guys might as well just take it easy. 29 car all out of shape. He hits the wall coming out of 4. Has the handling gone away on the 29? As Burton begins to put the pressure on Jimmy Spencer, and Ken Schrader's just like, "You boys race. I'll just check out of here." Burton to the bottom. Can make it stick. How's the 29 doing? He's able to maintain his position over the 37 car. Luckily, he was able to get back to speed, but looked like he really slapped the outside wall coming out of turn 4 there. So we come up to 5 to go. Ken Schrader. It's been the 25 Budweiser team in front the whole time. Well, not the whole time, but you know what I mean. For the majority of the race. It's been dominant. Take a look. Some of the battles around the track. We got Jimmy Means back here moving up through the field. Jeff Burton in the 8 car. Looks like he's slapped the wall a couple of times. Rick Mast in the 1, the other Skull car. Michael Waltrip's had a disappointing run. You know, he started 4th, and now he's running back in the, looks like 17th position. Brett Bodine and Ricky Craven also making their way towards the end of this race here. Robert Presley doing an impressive job, you know, getting through the field. He did start towards the back, and he's made his way a little bit through the field, but I don't think it's going to be enough coming up on 3 laps to go. Morgan Shepherd has maintained his position after starting on the pole. He dropped all the way to 9th and has maintained that position. Look at Mike Wallace here. Solid 8th place run for him. Unfortunately, that won't be enough, and these two are the last 2 guys to be out. John Andretti and Todd Bodine. Unfortunate runs for those guys. Barring some sort of accident or, you know, caution, I think, well, I guess at this point the caution would end the race effectively. So we come to 2 to go. Ken Schrader has now been, looks like, caught by a bit of the pack. Ward Burton now makes his move for second. He's going to blast by the 23 Camel Cigarettes car of Jimmy Spencer, and Ted Musgrave will also make his Ford known down there, but unfortunately not able to make it stick. Let's see if Burton's able to make a last lap dash here and win this extra $10,000. No, Ken Schrader would like it. It's going to be close. Wall Barton He is hauling. Let's see if he gets a run out of 3 here. I don't know if Schrader's car's gone away or if he's just content with it, but I don't think anybody's going to get him. Burton sends it down in there. And ladies and gentlemen, Ken Schrader is going to win the Winston Open, followed by Ward Burton, Jimmy Spencer, Ted Musgrave, and Steve Grissom as the top 5. So what a race. And we'll let those guys come on in and, you know, probably put some fresh tires on it. And we'll get ready for our turn in the Winston. So we'll have to get ready for this. I think that 31 car, I think he's going to be my dark horse because he got better as the race went on. He started kind of mid-pack. And if I remember correctly, he started mid-pack and worked his way up, did really good. And now he's going to be racing for $1 million later this evening. So that was pretty good. Looks like everybody's coming in. They're going to put some tires on it. Everybody else will kind of load up, go home. Big disappointing run for the 21, you know. Oh, there's... looks like temper's flaring. So you can understand. Alright, so we'll just wait here a few minutes, and I'm sure the race will begin here shortly. But, yeah, we'll take a look at the standings. Ken Schrader ends up winning. Ward Burton, Jimmy Spencer, Ted Musgrave, Steve Grissom, John Andretti, Todd Bodine, Mike Wallace, Morgan Shepherd, Robert Presley, Lake Speed, Davy Jones, Joe Nemechek, Brett Bodine, Dave Marcus, Dick Trickle, Michael Waltrip disappointing 17th. Ricky Craven, another disappointing run for him. He's in 18th. Rick Mast in 19th, and Greg Saxon 20th. 21st was Hud Strickland. 22nd was Jeff Burton. The rookie slapped the wall a couple of times. He struggled tonight. The 19 at Loy Allen Jr. He didn't have a very good run either. Neither did Bound, Sawyer, or Cope. And all of those guys will kind of load up and wait for the 600 next week. But as of right now, I guess we'll just wait for the Cup race the main event to begin. And here we are. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting line. Oh, that's cool. It's dark now. That's cool. All right, so let's take a look at the starting lineup here. We have Mark Martin. Let's see, is there a camera? I thought there was a camera angle on this mod. I guess not. Anyway, so Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, starting on the front row. Let's get a good camera shot here again. I apologize, I am not much for cameras. Rusty Wallace on the pole, Mark Martin. Gordon in 4th. We got Dale Jarrett, DJ, the one and only. So we'll see how he does in the 28 car. We got Bobby Labonte behind him. We got Earnhardt in the silver Goodwrench Snap-on Tools car. That's cool. We got Terry Labonte, Sterling Marlin, Bill Elliott and his cool Midnight McDonald's scheme. I think it's a Batman scheme from the 90s. Yeah, so you can see the Batman thing down there. Kyle Petty, Bobby Hamilton. We got Ricky Rudd, Jeff Bodine. This is where we'll start. And then we just saw the Open runners. We had Ken Schrader win the Open. We had Ward Burton had a really good run. And Jimmy Spencer as well. And then who did we miss? Let's see. Let's get a good camera here before the thing starts. Ah, yes. Ted Musgrave and Steve Grissom. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. We'll see how it's gonna go. I don't know. I imagine it's gonna be pretty white knuckle. Charlotte's bumpy as hell. But we'll see what we can do. You know, $1 million up at stake. We got a 40 lap dash for cash here. No segments. I just didn't want to mess with it. If you guys want segments, then let me know in the comments. I just didn't want to mess with it for this race, but they could be an option in the future. Of course, when we get to stage racing, we'll have those. But yeah, so I guess some housekeeping on the thing. Again, a huge shout out to the mod makers, you know, all of these painters, template makers, everybody that makes this possible. And I just want to accentuate the great work everybody's done with a really cool series like this. So thanks for the support, everybody. And if you like it, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see what this Winston, you know, main event has in store for us. We're here in the 22. We'll take a quick look at the MB&A Pontiac. And cool little dash cam there. But we'll reach up there and strap our belts tight. And here comes the green flag to begin the 40-lap dash for $1 million. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Got a terrible jump, imagine that. We're going to see where we fit in. Okay. Real bumpy in 1 and 2. Get right up here on DW. Try to stay off that wall the best I can. We saw in the open that exit at 3 and 4 is where it got a lot of people. Oh, DW, what are you doing? What are you doing? I kept it out of the wall somehow. Lost some positions there. We lost some frames as well. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened to Billy, just got out of the gas there. I don't know if we squeezed him or what. But we'll dive it down here into 1. Sitting here pretty in 13th. After starting, what, 15th? Got a huge run on Bobby Hamilton. Dive it to the bottom here. Follow DW at the bottom of the racetrack into 3 and 4 here. See if we can get a nose under Kyle Petty. We do. Get a really good run out of 4. 4 laps complete. Kind of drifts up the racetrack there in 1 and 2. I don't like it. We don't get a very good exit out of 1 and 2. Or out of turn 2, I suppose. I much prefer 3 and 4. Right here is where we're strong. Get a huge run on DW. We're going to make it 3 wide. Is Mark going to block us? He is. We're going to ease it off. No reason to end it now. We hit the apron. We drift up again. We're going to lose some momentum. We might be 3 wide in the middle. No, I think we scared DW. I think he gave us a break. So we owe him a beer after the race. Slide the tires just a little bit in that corner. Need to protect them. This is a decent run here. There are no pit road rules or anything like that. We don't have to make a 4-tire pit stop. It's just a 40-lap dash. Tried to set up for the long run. I kind of took some cues from our Atlanta setup and tried to set it up more for the long run than it was. Like Atlanta was more of a short run car for sure. This one I've set up to be more of a long run car. Man, it's bumpy here at Charlotte. Just takes me up the racetrack. Lose my momentum. Sitting here in 9th, not too bad. Just got to stay in it, stay in position to win, as we did last episode. You know, that's all we did, is we just stayed in the top 10. And when the pit cycle came, I know there's not going to be a pit cycle in this race, But when the pit cycle did come, you know, it just worked out into our favor, and we were able to put fresh tires on it. We didn't make any mistakes on pit road. So we've got Mark Martin here. Let's see if we can get him on the outside. We really enjoyed the outside at Atlanta. Get a good run on the outside here. I think we got a little bit of Terry Labonte's draft. Oh. Man, it's so bumpy up there. Bumpy down the back. I really like to hug this white line here in 3 and 4. Drive up off the corner here. Nice and smooth. This corner is just so messed up. It sends you up at the wall. It's just tough, you know. Charlotte's tough. It's not at all like Atlanta. I mean, it looks like Atlanta, but this has so much more character than Atlanta does. Oh man, that wall came up at you. Got a good run off the straightaway though. I didn't lift. Just scared the hell out of me. Get a good exit? No, we can't. No, we can't. Mark Martin's right on our tail. Oh, we got a huge run. We can't lift. Oh! We should have lifted. Can we keep the position? We bunched up the field behind us. I thought we were clear. I guess we weren't. Did we pick up any damage? No. That's good. Drive it off the bottom. I mean, 3 and 4 is where we're the best. 1 and 2 is sketch as fuck. Bump. Sends us down. We bottom out. Just want to make sure we don't have to pit. We're good. Yeah, tires are starting to get hooked up a little bit better. We got a lot more grip in the tires now, or in the corners now. I say that as I screech them into turn 3 and 4. Keep it off the wall, we do. We're going to get a big run on Ricky Rudd, we caught his toe. Gonna dive it at the bottom. Hopefully he doesn't shut us down, he doesn't. Try to run it up off the bottom, huge bump right there, kind of throws the car towards the wall, makes it really hairy.
Still there. Clear.
And another one down. Let's reel in Terry Labonte now. What a run we just got on the front stretch there. I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking way off into the distance there at the leaders. I didn't even realize we were trailing Terry that close. I pretty much just took a little bit of tape off and loosened us up just a little bit, but when we get into the draft, that's when we can really feel it. Because whenever I'm following somebody, I mean, I just suck right up to them, but whenever, you know, I'm leading them, I can't really pull away, but we still got a really good motor underneath us. I mean, this thing's hauling down the straightaway too. And it's so comfortable in 3 and 4. I mean, I can go high to low, I can go low to high, or, yeah, low to high. Just coming to us. The track temperature's going down. Started at I believe it was 80 degrees at the drop of the green flag during the open. At any rate, we are looking at a solid top 10. If we can reel in these guys. We just went halfway, so I would say 10 spots and 20 laps. That's pretty solid. If we can get 5 more, I'd be pretty happy. Imagine if we win this thing, walking out with $1 million. That'd be $250,000 based on Bill Davis's thing, not to mention all the merch we'd sell. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. Like, some people left comments like, you know, you should start in the wheel-in modified, or you should do some other things. And who's to say we can't, you know, buy a team? You know, just buy a team, a underfunded team, find some sponsorships for it. I mean, but at the same time, you know, I can't just imagine if a dude, all right, just shows up and decides, hey, I'm gonna be a race car driver, and then, oh, you know what, I'm gonna own a race car team. You know, that was such a 90s thing, and the 90s were such a different time than now. Like, it's just not, you know, it's just gonna be a different experience, I think. But at the same time, I hope it's fun. You know, like, it's supposed to be fun. And once we get our career like established, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows how many races we'll join? If we can do the Triple Crown of racing? You know, what if we go the Indy 500, make an attempt in a IndyCar? What if we do some F1 races at Monaco? You know, and then who knows? Run at Le Mans in some kind of endurance race. I don't know. But right now, I'm focused on impressing NASCAR Cup guys, because that's my favorite series, and I'd like to be a stock car driver. And remember, this is the era of IROC, so if I win enough, I might win some IROC invitations and start running some IROC races, which I think would be sick. Yeah, we're kind of pedaling off here in 6th. Haven't really put much more distance on Ricky Rudd than I'd like. Still a comfortable half-second back, but I'd like to be a little bit more. I don't think we're getting any closer to Rusty up there. It's really fun with the throttle at Charlotte, because it's so, we got a little out of the groove there, and we scraped the wall. Did we get any damage? No. We are still clean. We don't owe Bill Davis any kind of body labor, or any kind of suspension labor, or any kind of anything like that, so it's good. Sitting pretty. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just having a good time racing. But we did scrub off enough speed to let Ricky Rudd close the gap significantly. So we need to figure this out here. And the handling is going away, ladies and gentlemen. I think the handling is starting to go away on us. We'll try to move up to the high side exclusively, but it is starting to develop a push.
Keep high. Clear.
My goal, finish the race with all the fenders on it. Don't hit the wall, don't hit anybody else. I mean, a solid top 10 in the Winston, that should be a solid payday. I mean, it's not going to be no $1 million or even $100 grand, but I mean, it'll be a start. But anyway, back to what I was saying, like, if I get $100 grand, like, why should we start a team? You know, we don't have any kind of reputation with sponsors. It's just a whole lot, so I think what we need to do is we need to race these 5 races. I think this counts as another race, which I don't remember what the next race is. It might be the 600, so we might be right back here next week for the next episode for the longest race of any season, which will be the Coke 600. But it should be fun. Hopefully we can take some notes from running here tonight under the lights in a similar environment, and you know, bring in the top 10. I'm like 80% sure we run the 600 as well. I'm pretty sure, I think I misspoke last episode. I think we run, instead of a short, I don't think we run a short track. I think it's just, we ran Atlanta, we'll run Charlotte, I think we run the second Talladega race, or no, the Firecracker 400, I had that one right. And then a road course. I know it was one of the road courses, I can't remember which one off the top of my head. You'd think I'd know with only 2 on the schedule, but I'm pretty sure it was Watkins Glen. Because I'm pretty sure the Cup guys have already been to Sonoma. So it must be Watkins Glen. And then might be like Michigan or something. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. I'm just having fun racing right now. I need to focus in and try to bring home this top 10 rather. We're still scooting right along. The push has kind of developed into more of a lethargic loose, I guess. Like whenever I want to jump on the gas, it doesn't want to hook up. But we have opened up a decent head start on the guy in 7th, which now is Terry Labonte. It was Ricky Rudd at one point, but now it is Terry Labonte as he's made his way up. Let's take a look at the leaderboard and see who's up. Of course it's Gordon. I mean, he's arguably the GOAT. Yeah, looks like Gordon's got a comfortable, well, him and Marlin have a comfortable lead over the rest of the field. But then it's Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, ourselves, Terry Labonte, Mark Martin, Jeff Bodine, Oh, I'm sorry. Terry Labonte's in 9th now. Oh, I guess he must have lost positions there. Oh no. And then Darrell Waltrip with the top 10. That's pretty good for him. So coming up on 2 to go here. Next time by. Pretty good race. Got enough notes if we are in the 600 next week. I think it'll be a good run. I'm excited to see the payday for... I mean, I'm sure it'll be about the same as Atlanta because Atlanta wasn't a... Well, I guess in the 90s the pay was not as high, especially in 95. Maybe in 1998 it's going to be like, you know, really high. But I don't think in 95 it was like super duper ridiculous high. So I think about 58 grand, whatever we won from Atlanta, seems about reasonable. Plus all of the bonus money we won for winning the pole, and you know, the merchandise helped out. $1,000 richer than we were. White flag in the air.
Black flag. One more lap to go.
Another successful 1.5 mile visit. Thankfully, our win enabled us to not worry about racing into the open, or in the open rather, and getting into this race. We were able to just relax, sit back, and enjoy a nice exhibition race earlier, and I'm going to come home the MB&A Pontiac in 6th place. Not too bad for a rookie.
There's the flag. It's over. Great job, buddy.
Pretty happy with that. We'll take a look at the standings as they become final. Gordon, Marlin, Jarrett, Earnhardt, Wallace, the usual suspects, ourselves,
Keep it under 45. Keep
Jeff
it under
Bodine,
3,500.
Darrell
in
Waltrip,
second.
Terry Labonte, and Mark Martin in the top 10. And then Steve Grissom had a strong run. Ted Musgrave, Bobby Hamilton, Ricky Rudd, he fell back.
The race is over. Come on in.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the full field here. Alright. So we had Ricky Rudd, Ward Burton, Bobby Labonte, Jimmy Spencer, Kyle Petty, Ken Schrader, and Bill Elliott rounding out the field. So kind of rough day for those guys back there. Some pretty big names. I'd say Jimmy Spencer, Kyle Petty, Ken Schrader, and Jimmy Spencer both were, you know, open advancees, and so was Ward Burton. The highest person from the open was Steve Grissom in 11th, so good run for him. We had a pretty solid run. I'm pretty happy with the top 10. You know, like we kept the fenders on it. We didn't make too many enemies. I'm pretty sure whoever we knocked into next week isn't going to be very happy with us. We might get a fax because again, this is the 90s, and I don't know. But anyway, guys, I think that will do it for this episode. So if you did like the video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, guys, because I want you guys' input, and we'll just make this career mode what EA and Thunder Games and all of these different gaming companies can't. So I'll see you guys on the other side.